Dude, unironically though, during COVID, my paranoia shot up so much. I got so paranoid. I would be in call with... Oh my god, I remembered this. Which is odd. Okay, I will say this. I was right. So I was calling Roomie's mom this one day. This was like 2 years ago, if I'm not wrong. Like, I just started this whole streaming journey and stuff. So I called Roomie's mom and she put me on speaker. And there was Roomie's dad and there was Roomie's grandma as well. I think like she came there to like visit. And I was like, wait a minute, how did she get there? And it's like, oh, she got here from the train and stuff, you know. And I was like, okay, are you like, how are you guys feeling? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, everything's fine. Grandma has a bit of a cough, but that's it. Instantly, I got so paranoid. I was like so paranoid. Immediately, I was like, get her checked. And I remember Rumi's mom's like, Mika, you gotta stop being this paranoid. Like, you were getting better, but now you're getting worse. Like, stop being so paranoid. She's fine. I think she just like, kasalak. What is kasalak? Like choking. Like she accidentally choked on some water, but she's fine now. You know, she was just coughing a little bit. And I was like, no, you get that checked up right now. Like, you get that shit checked. And at that time, at least in my Roomie's parents' area, you can like call someone to come visit you and then they give you like the swab test. So I called someone to come and give them a swab test, right? And then they were like, Mika, we're not doing a swab test. And I'm like, I paid for 3 people. You better do it. So they ended up getting a swab test. Yes, like we got the result the next day. The grandma did get COVID. She just hasn't shown symptoms yet, but she tested positive for COVID. I was like, I knew it. I was like instantly, because she's old, chat, like she is old and she spent a lot of time like traveling and stuff. I was like, put her to the hospital. Like she needs to be in intensive care right now. And then I remember Rumi's mom's like, no, because like she might be just asymptomatic. Like she'll be fine, right? Like we don't have to put her into the hospital. She'll be fine. I was like, no. If she gets sicker tomorrow, put her into the hospital. I do not trust me. But I remember I was like, if she doesn't get better tomorrow, like if she starts developing a slight fever, you have to put her into intensive care because she is old. And at that time, like at least in my area, the most you could get was your second shot, right? So the grandma only got like her second shot, and I was like, no, you have to put her into intensive care. I do not care if she got her shot. And I remembered, like, I told Rumi's mom, I was like, I am not going to hang up this call. I'm going to cancel all my work. I will come there myself if you're not going to promise me that you'll put her into intensive care if she doesn't get better by tomorrow. And she's like, fine, I promise. Guess what? The next day, when they all woke up, the grandma woke up with a really high fever out of nowhere. Like yesterday, she was fine, no fever, just stuffy nose. She woke up the next day, intensely high fever. They rush her into intensive care. And for a week, she was in intensive care. And her situation got really bad. Like, she got hooked up on life support and everything. And she had, like, oxygen tanks because it got really bad. Her lungs was getting filled with fluid and shit. But thankfully, because she was in intensive care, everything was fine. The doctors could tend to her. But she was, like, literally brink of death at one point. I'm not making this shit up. Rumi's mom told me afterwards, because she's like, I don't want you to like get worried, you know, because you had to stream and stuff, but it's true. Like it ended up being really, like, you were spot on about this because it was really bad, to the point that I remember I met Rumi's grandma a while after and she was like, oh, Mika, you know, thank God everything was fine. I already wrote like my papers. Like I wrote like if I die, I want this asset to go to who. Like she already wrote that. So it was pretty bad. Like she was like fluid. So the doctors had to like really monitor her and everything. But thankfully everything did get better. But I was right ever since, because of that one moment I was right. I got so paranoid.